The family of renowned filmmaker Rob Reiner has long been in the public eye, not just for his acclaimed work in Hollywood but also for the personal dynamics that have unfolded behind closed doors. At the center of recent reports is Nick Reiner, one of Rob's sons, whose relationship with his relatives has been described as deeply troubled and fraught with tension over many years. Insiders close to the family have painted a picture of ongoing hostility and volatility that Nick directed toward his parents and siblings, revealing a pattern of behavior that has persisted despite repeated efforts to address it. Nick's challenges appear to have roots that go back to his earlier years, creating a cycle of difficulties that affected the entire household. Family members and those familiar with the situation have noted that his anger was particularly intense toward his parents, who spared no effort in trying to support him through his struggles. They sought professional help for him multiple times, hoping to break the destructive patterns that were emerging. However, these interventions often led to temporary solutions rather than lasting change. Periods of treatment would be followed by Nick leaving the family home, either on his own accord or after conflicts escalated to the point where he was asked to leave. Eventually, he would return and the cycle would begin anew, repeating itself over an extended period. This repetitive loop placed immense emotional strain on everyone involved. Rob Reiner, known for directing classic films and his outspoken presence in entertainment and politics, and his wife Michelle, whom he married decades ago, did everything within their power as parents to guide Nick toward stability. They explored various forms of therapy, counseling, and support systems, believing that with the right assistance he could overcome his issues. Yet, despite their dedication, the volatility continued, manifesting in ways that made everyday family interactions challenging and unpredictable. The hostility was not confined to his parents alone. Reports indicate that Nick's siblings also bore the brunt of his difficult behavior. Rob and Michelle share 3 children: Nick, his brother Jake, and sister Romy. Additionally, Rob has a daughter named Tracy from his previous marriage to the late actress and director Penny Marshall, whom he adopted during that relationship. In such a blended family with ties to Hollywood royalty, one might expect a certain level of glamour and harmony, but the reality has been far more complex. The siblings, growing up under the shadow of their parents' fame, have had to navigate not only the usual familial growing pains but also the added layer of Nick's ongoing struggles. Celebrity families often face unique pressures that can exacerbate personal problems. The constant scrutiny from the media, the expectations placed on children of famous parents, and the resources available for help, yet sometimes insufficient to resolve deep-seated issues, create an environment where conflicts can simmer for years. In Nick's case, the anger and volatility seem to have built up over time, leading to a situation where even those closest to him felt the impact. Insiders emphasized that while the family remained committed to helping him, there were limits to what they could endure, resulting in repeated separations and reconciliations. This pattern of seeking help, temporary improvement, estrangement, and return highlights the heartbreaking reality of dealing with loved ones who face significant personal demons. Parents in such situations often grapple with guilt, wondering if they could have done more, while siblings may feel a mix of resentment, concern, and helplessness. The Reiner family, despite their public successes, has not been immune to these human experiences. Rob's career, spanning iconic roles and directorial triumphs, has always been balanced with his commitment to family, yet even that dedication could not fully shield them from internal turmoil. The reported hostility raises broader questions about mental health and family support systems, especially in high-profile households. Access to top-tier care does not always guarantee resolution, as individual willingness and the nature of the underlying issues play crucial roles. Nick's story, as described by those who know the family, serves as a reminder that volatility and anger can stem from complex sources, sometimes resisting even the most persistent efforts to heal. Over the years, the family has tried to maintain privacy amid these challenges, focusing on providing Nick with the tools he needed to manage his behavior. Yet, the cycle persisted, with moments of hope dashed by relapses into old patterns. Siblings like Jake and Romy, who have largely stayed out of the spotlight compared to their parents, have had to forge their own paths while dealing with the ripple effects of their brother's actions. Tracy, connected through her adoption by Rob during his marriage to Penny Marshall, a legendary figure in comedy and film, adds another layer to the family's interconnected history. Penny Marshall's influence on the Reiner family cannot be overstated. Her marriage to Rob brought joy and collaboration, and her passing left a void that likely compounded existing tensions. Blended families often require extra navigation, and in this case, the addition of adopted children and step relations created a rich but intricate web of relationships. Nick's reported directed anger toward his parents for many years suggests unresolved grievances that may have been amplified by these dynamics. Ultimately, the portrayal of Nick's complicated bond with his entire family underscores the limits of parental intervention and the pain of watching a loved one struggle repeatedly. The insider's accounts stress that while shocking developments may arise from such long-standing issues, they are not entirely unexpected given the history. The Reiners' efforts, seeking treatment, offering home, enduring cycles of departure and return, reflect a profound parental love, even in the face of hostility. This situation invites reflection on how families cope with volatility, especially when one member's behavior affects the whole. Support networks, professional help, and boundaries all play roles, yet resolution remains elusive for many. In the entertainment world, where personal lives are often dissected, the Reiner family's private battles highlight the universal challenges of love, conflict, and hope for change. The narrative of hostility extending to siblings further complicates the picture, suggesting that Nick's issues created divisions that went beyond parent-child relations. Family gatherings, holidays, and milestones likely carried an undercurrent of tension, with everyone walking on eggshells at times. Despite this, the commitment to trying again and again speaks to resilience and unconditional care. In conclusion, the complicated bonds within the Reiner family, particularly involving Nick, reveal a story of persistent effort amid ongoing volatility. Parents who exhaust every option, siblings who endure collateral impact, and a cycle that defies easy breaking, all paint a poignant portrait of familial struggle in the shadow of fame.